Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We're just after the noon lunch hour here in Chicago. We got a beautiful 70 degrees, and I'm gonna rush to get across Michigan Avenue while we got the light here. We'll get you views of the Wrigley building as we usually do when we start these walks. And yeah, I'm just over my lunch break. Got some bagels this morning. Somebody brought some bagels into the office, which is always nice. And so we'll just head into the loop. I think I'm gonna, nothing big, we'll cruise by. I got an hour to walk. We'll cruise by Daily Plaza. We'll go, my goal is to go to the Rookery building, which is on LaSalle near the Board of Trade. There's nice views to LaSalle. And we'll go inside the Rookery building. I just want to make sure I got some nice quality footage and landscape for YouTube. So I'm going to be posting a lot of content to YouTube. Go by the Broken English Taco Pub here.
Cheers.
Yeah. And yeah, the nice place here, getting ready for Dia de las Muertes. There's another J.C. Rivera mural on the Broken English Taco Pub here on Lake Street, just west of Michigan. So yeah, we'll head towards Daily Plaza. We'll go by the Chicago Theater. There's the parking garage. It looks like the grill of an old classic car where you can park. Form does follow function. You park in the building that looks like a car. Man, we'll go by the yeah, Scott. It's Valeta. Yeah, May. Yeah, May, how you doing? Sorry, I can't read. I got to get my eyes checked. Be creative. How's it going? Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah, so we got some sunshine. Here's the Harold Washington College. There's the tall Trump Tower. I know City Walking Girl is probably right. I shouldn't even show that building because it's too controversial here in America. But it exists. I show the good, bad, and the ugly. I know everybody has their own opinions about it. I have my own. I'll keep them to myself. I hope other people will do the same. We're just walking through the city underneath the L tracks here. We've been this way many times before. You know, we'll go by the nail salon there. That noise you hear is they got metal grates on the street here. They've been doing construction. And there's the... He only owns the failed bottom floors. Yeah, I know. They've been vacant. They've been vacant for the entire time. That building was constructed around 2009, and what is it now? Almost 15 years now. The bottom floors have never been leased out, to my knowledge. It's right on the River Esplanade, this prime location. And it's either because they don't want to rent them out, they can't rent them out, or they just write them off for depreciation. It's all part of the plan. There's the L going by. Yeah, let's check out the Rookery. Yeah, I want to get it in landscape, get it nice on YouTube here. We'll cross the street. We got the light. Yeah, State Street, there it is. So I'll get you better views of it once we get in front of this van. And there we go. Chicago Theater's looking nice. Got the Medieval Torture Museum. Channel 7. ESPN Chicago. We'll see if they're taking a nice look. They're taking a nice photo. Yeah. Subway exit. There, ESPN Chicago. They're doing good. Yeah, we'll promote each other. There's Anthony Jeselnik, Bones and All, Chicago Theater. They don't give the dates though. I guess that's today. Huh. Look at the truck pulling out here. What's going on? Construction, buses, the busy state streets. Look at this truck. This truck's trying to back out. The bus is blocking my view. There we go. Look at this truck. Huh. But here, we'll get you a nice view here of the Chicago Theater. There, the Jewelers building's behind it is looking nice. So here's this alley with the murals. Yeah, business loss, you can write it off. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, I'm doing a lunch. You know, I got some work done this morning, so we did a nice morning walk. Thanks everybody tuning in for that. And we'll do a lunch here. Yeah, we'll walk through the loop over to the Rookery. Usually there's stuff going on Daily Plaza. I think the farmers market's still going on. Here's the Gene Siskel Film Center. We go by this all the time. I know people that I'm walking by the same stuff I always walk by, but it's near where I work. So it's nice just to check out people walking around through the loop on their lunch break. Scenes of the city, the old Marshall Fields, the Muddy Waters mural in the background there. And just the general look how they're working on the State Street. We'll head under the Nederlander Theater here. Hamilton's back. It was MJ the Musical. Now they already replaced it with Hamilton, running the reruns. But here's the Blick Art Materials. Yeah, let's check this out for a second here. I usually never go in here. I am an artist. I can use all this stuff. Yeah, here's the Blick. There's right here in the loop. We got a nice Blick art store. All the normal things that you would expect. They got more stuff downstairs too. They got more retail space on the lower level. Blick Art Materials here right in the heart of the loop. Yeah, they got this nice iconic building. I always expect a cuckoo clock to come out of there. Hamilton, Nederlander Theater. Yeah, I tried to sneak in here to get a glimpse of the wonderful interior, but yeah, we'll try it some other time. Let's see. Yeah, it's right here. Thank you. Here you can see look at that. There's a glare to the glass. It's the wonderful interior to the Nederlander Theater, and you can imagine how beautiful it is the inside. The ceiling. Look at this, straight up here. We're looking straight up. The glass ceiling here, the Nederlander Theater. This used to be the Oriental Theater. And just so people are at the box office here buying some tickets. There you go. Yep. Yeah, so you go right up into the box office there if you're looking for tickets. Here's Garrett's Popcorn. When you're in Chicago, check out Garrett's Popcorn. It's a very popular cuisine. Never Zazu. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So what we just went into, it was the Nederlander Theater. It's like a off-Broadway theater here in Chicago. You can come to Chicago just like New York and see many Broadway musicals for a much more reasonable price. And see, there's the L going by, the Nederlander Theater. This is kind of our theater district here in Chicago on Randolph Street. And yeah, we'll go right over to the farmers market. Hopefully you can check it out online. And then here's the Daily Plaza Government Center. It's Cook County. It's a it's a county courthouse, county circuit courthouse for Cook County, one of the largest court districts in the United States, second only to LA County, because the New York breaks it up into boroughs, I think. But here's the Richard J. Daly Center Courthouse. You see how they got the security there through the windows. I've had to do jury duty there several times. Hey, just moved back. Well, we'll give you an overview, show you what's happening here in the loop here. They got the farmers market. Hopefully my connection will stay on. Last time I was here, I lost my connection briefly, so I'll walk really slow. But here's the farm. So this goes on Thursdays in the summer months and up until September here. Just a regular farmers market, just like the Green City Market that happens all over the city. And people come in from all areas surrounding Wisconsin, Indiana. So we're losing a little stay away about Streamlabs. I can see in real time my bandwidth going up or down. So bear with me a second here. There, it's going back up. So I got to stay on the edge. I got to stay on the edge. Playing some nice, reminds me of Warren G, but it's the original song that Warren G sampled for the Regulate. And yeah. You see the feedback? Yeah, he's got the, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Is that James Brown? Yeah. Hearts and Flower Bakery. Harvest season, you got it. Look at all this produce. Yeah, nuts to go, playing James Brown. Yeah. Got dogs. So I'm going to stay on the edge of it because it seems like if I get near the DJ, my bandwidth will drop. So I'm losing the band. Is that nice? Yeah. There's the fountain over here. There's a fountain on this side. And they take it down single market and everything here. And other religions are represented as well. Here we'll get across Washington Street here. It's a beautiful lobby. We've been there before on TikTok several times. I might have been there on YouTube, I don't know, and that's why I'm going back. Make sure we got some footage and landscape for YouTube. And yeah. So this is Clark Street. We'll head over to LaSalle. Never be the same. Look at these columns. Look at the scale of this building. This building was built like in the early 1900s, like 1910, like before the 20s. And the city grew so much by that time, you know. And of course, it connects with the Pedway, and we've done that before. We walked from the Pedway all the way from underneath Michigan Avenue, Millennium Station, all the way to City Hall, past the red and blue lines. But yeah, the Grand Federal. Good afternoon, Dolores. Thanks for tuning in. Kevin, Michael, Dolores. Yeah, very lucky guy. Thanks, everybody. So yeah, well, here we'll see. There's the Board of Trade. So we're heading. The Rookery is just a block north of the Board of Trade there that we see at the terminus of LaSalle Street here. This is, of course, historically the financial heart of Chicago, our equivalent of Wall Street. Historically, it's kind of been diminished because a lot of the trading's online now. The old pits, trading floor pits that you would see like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where people would wear the multicolored trading jackets with the numbers and do the hand signals. Offices and trading offices in the Board of Trade. Of course, the Mercantile Exchange, which is the commodity or the futures market, is over on Wacker at the river. We filmed the Merc before, Mercantile Exchange. Of course, the Board of Trade was a type of futures market too. That's where they created futures. You see, we got all these banks like the One LaSalle. Look at this, the One LaSalle building. These great skyscrapers. Let me see if I can get across the street so I can show you how beautiful these buildings are here on LaSalle Street. Yeah, as soon as we get across here. Well, maybe I'll cross at the light here. It might just be easier just to cross the light. But here, yeah, South Street, Board of Trade, Chicago. Center of the loop here. Oh. The flow of cars never stops. Look at these. These are all banks. These all used to be banks. One LaSalle Street Bank building. I don't know what that one is. There, one North LaSalle. Look at that one. In the middle of the block, you got that tower, and then you got this on the corner. We got Northern Trust. We got the Bank of India. This is Madison Street. The Chase building, the Chase Bank building's right there. Look at that. Yeah. Crikey. Yeah, the Board of Trade is great. I've snuck through the bottom of it. Sometimes security doesn't like me filming in there, but look at the bottom of these buildings, these classic. You can just, you know, this is what it looked like in the late, you know, over 100 years ago. This is the way it looked. Some of the earliest skyscrapers. You see how they added, like a lot of these buildings, they add extra floors to the top. You know, this building they did. It's good to see LaSalle Street busy again. I remember going down there was hardly any traffic here after the pandemic. Now there's a lot of traffic here today, which is nice. I mean, the street traffic. Yeah, Northern Trust, Bank of India. The gleaming towers of commerce. Kind of dingy. We got crazy alleys with skywalks. There's the L over there. Bonds, banking bonds. Yeah, I'll sell you some bonds. Millennium. Some. Yeah, just joined. Welcome to Chicago. We're in the loop. We're down at Monroe and LaSalle. We're heading to the Rookery. There, you do your day and night depository. Northern Trust. And that's the Inland. Is that the Inland Steel building? No, the Inland Steel building's on State. It's similar to it. It's very similar. The Inland Steel building's different, but there's a modernist. Italian Village is that way. Here we're starting to get views of the Rookery. Here's CIBC, BMO Harris Bank, and BMO Harris built another tower just south of the Union Terminal. We went there. We filmed it when we went through Union Terminal earlier last week, I think. And then here's a really nice view of the Chicago Board of Trade with the Sari statue on top. We'll get nice views to the Rookery. The Rookery's the red brick building. It's older. It's much older than the Board of Trade. It was built in the late 1800s, like 1888. It was Burnham and Root, load-bearing walls. It's before they transitioned to steel frame construction. Crazy alleys. LaSalle Street, Chicago. And this was built right at the end of the Roaring 20s, right before the Great Depression. They built now it's the Bank of America. I think it was the LaSalle State Bank built this thing. Look at that. You see how it's like the Empire State Building. It's not as tall, but it's very stripped down, modernist Art Deco. The end of the Art Deco where they stripped it down as simple as possible. And there's the Rookery building. Classic, one of the most iconic buildings in Chicago, along with the Board of Trade, right here at the foot of LaSalle. And we'll try to get inside here. So when I go inside there, I'll go quiet at first because I don't want to draw too much attention to myself from the security. Usually they're fine. You can just film the historic. It was redesigned by Frank Lloyd Wright. The original design was Burnham and Root did the exterior of the Rookery building. Then Frank Lloyd Wright redesigned the glass atrium and added light down. It used to be darker, and they added the light so the light would come from there's an interior atrium, and then there's bottom part. We only can get to the bottom part. And then even another architect after Frank Lloyd Wright made some further changes. Yeah, the Adams sign. Yeah, let's see if we can get that. Oops. So, I mean, this is the new one. There's the W Hotel. There was a great view to the Sears Tower. Let me see if I can get it for you here. See, we're at Adams. And there's a great view to the Sears Tower. So you see where relationship we are to the Sears Tower. Adams and LaSalle. There's the Board of Trade. Sari statue on top. Yeah, we're at the corner. There's the Art Institute's down that way. And yeah, we'll go into the main entrance. City National Bank and Trust is across the street. We got the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve District for Chicago's right there. And then there's another bank right there, which I'll show you. But look at the Board of Trade. Look at all the classic movies that were shot right here. The Untouchables, Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. They had a scene. The Batman movie. Some of the Batman movies use this as the backdrop. And so we'll head right into the Rookery building here. And so, welcome to the interior lobby of the Rookery building. Again, it was redesigned by Frank Lloyd Wright. You see his classic light fixtures there. There's the Frank Lloyd Wright Trust. This light well. See, there's a courtyard above this, and there's another light well. And if you ever watch What Women Want with Helen Hunt and Mel Gibson, there was a movie that came out in 2000. They show interior shots of the atrium above us. There's somebody going down the stairs, the inverted stairs there, which is great. It's historic part that Frank Lloyd Wright added. Yeah, look at that. She's coming down there. You see somebody. They're actually using the stairs. I would love to get on those stairs. I would need to get permission to get up there. So if you just joined, welcome to the inside of the Rookery here in Chicago, LaSalle and Adams. And we're looking at the wonderful glass light roof redesigned by Frank Lloyd Wright that adds light. This used to be really dark. They said when Burnham and Root first designed this wasn't as light and airy. It was darker in here. And then you see here they talk about the Rookery, the beloved icon, Burnham and Root. There's Burnham and Root right there, the original architects. Burnham was, of course, instrumental in the 1909 plan of Chicago. Talks about the structure and the staircases and the reflections on the name of the Rookery. And this gold detailing. They're looking at some of the other historic signage. You see how there's storefronts. And this was, for the time this was built, this was a big innovation to have an interior courtyard with storefronts off of the street, before malls or anything like that. And of course, they had urban arcades in Europe and Asia before this. Healthy Aging Month. That's nice. There's people eating at Potbelly. But look at that staircase. I would love to go up. Maybe sometime I'll see if I can get permission to film other parts of this building. Yeah. See, you remember that movie. I remember when they filmed that movie. When I was living in Chicago when Marissa Tomei filmed that scene with Mel Gibson in front of the 2400 Lakeview building, which is a Mies van der Rohe building. There was a lot of architecturally significant buildings that they used for that movie, including this, where they worked here at the Rookery, with Helen Hunt. And yeah, you remember that movie. That's us. I remember when they filmed it, yeah. And then the movie came out. But thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to show the interior of the Rookery here. And I don't know if it does it justice, hopefully in landscape. Let's just go over and look at the informational poster here. We'll get a nice portrait of Frank Lloyd Wright. Yeah, so 1905, renovated by Frank Lloyd Wright, and then William Drummond further renovated it in 1931. See, that's the interior light court that's above us. Some of the stairs that we can't see. That's looking down. So that's when you get up here and look down, that's where we're at. We're beneath that, and that's the interior courtyard of the Rookery. And you can come here and visit it. It's pretty accessible. You see how you just walk in here from the street. They'll let you come in here and take a look at it in person, take photos, which is nice. Yeah, Shimmer of Gold. Oh, we're talking about, it's called What Women Want. The movie was called What Women Want. Came out in 2000. Helen Hunt, Mel Gibson's in it, Marissa Tomei's in it, and really showcases this building because they're for the movie. The offices were set in here's the elevator lobby. And hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope the stream held out. That's a good thing. And yeah, we'll head back outside.
Oh no, I did hear about this.
Back to LaSalle Street, City National Bank and Trust, Chicago Board of Trade, Sari statue. Yeah, I want to head back and get that Adams. Look, he's standing right in the middle of the street. I'm going to do the same thing. You can get right out here. Here's LaSalle Street looking north. Here's the Rookery building where we were just inside. Look at that, yeah. And then here's the Chicago Board of Trade. We're standing literally in the middle of the street. Wintrust Financials to the left. There's Wintrust. There's the Federal Reserve branch of Chicago. Here's the Board of Trade. This symmetrical vista. And so many movies were shot right here. You put the Model A and Model T cars, and it's like you went in a time machine. You're back in the Roaring '20s. Timeless, yeah, you got it. Yeah. Yeah, the green and the yellow cabs, yeah. Yeah, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for coming along for the little tour of the Rookery. So yeah, we got 12:33. So now we'll reverse the whole thing. We'll head back towards my office to take a slightly different route. And we'll see what else is happening in the loop over lunchtime here. Go over here and see if we can find that Adams in the building here, the detail. Look, space available. You could rent right there in the Rookery. You have a classic storefront. And look how large this, LaSalle Bank building is here. It takes up the whole block, literally. Let me see if I can get across the street here. There it is. So there's the Adams. The Adams in the side of the building. I guess it says LaSalle on the other side. And yeah, that's when they would put the address right in the building. And the beautiful facade of the Rookery building. There's the Sears Tower. Look at that. Yeah, get your divvy bike right there. So we'll go head towards Burkhoff's. We'll get vistas to the Calder Flamingo sculpture in the Federal Plaza. Look at these crazy alleys with the fire escapes. Yeah, we're heading east on Adams towards the Art Institute. Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, Jonathan and Kevin. I'm glad you got to see some of that. And yeah, we got the light, so we'll head across. We got 12 seconds to get across here. We'll head across Clark Street. Just looking south. This is a post office, one of the last giant post office branches here in the loop. There used to be one at the bottom of the Aeon, but they shut that post office down. And there's a food court in this building. Yeah, they call it the Revival Food Hall.
Just telling a couple of kids at the game on Saturday.
And there you see through the window, there's the Calder Flamingo statue. We'll get a view to it once we get over here. Zoop! Go to get some Zoop. Welcome to Zoop. Arizona, thanks for tuning in, Paula. That's nice. See, so there's the Calder Flamingo modernist sculpture, that red sculpture in the Federal Plaza. All these buildings were designed by Mies van der Rohe, which was his international style. Remember I talk about the black, dark buildings with the dark black windows? You know, he just loved that, you know, and it became the glass box. There's Burkhoff's restaurant. Has liquor license #1. We talk about that sometimes. But here, we'll get to the corner here and we'll zoom in and try to get we'll cross the street here real quickly. We'll get you a view of the Calder statue here in the Federal Plaza. We've done this before, even on YouTube. Burkhoff's too. Yeah, there's like a tour. There's a tour over there. They're looking at it. City Walking Girl, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, here's the Calder statue on the Federal Plaza. There's interesting views to the... There's the top of the Board of Trade right there. Look at these vintage skyscrapers. And then, of course, this one, it's the Marquette building. It's got a really interesting interior, and it's hard, you know, there's the Center for Native Futures. Here's Burkhoff's. I'll show you Burkhoff's here. Yeah, I grew up being a country boy. Now lived in the city for 25 years, so I got both perspectives. You know, I lived over half my life in the city though, so let's see, I missed that about the ground. Yeah, they flashed the number second, C21 there, right there. Oh, you got a Calder sculpture in Grand Rapids. That's great. Yeah, there's the flamingo one. It's a pretty significant one. I'm glad you got one in Grand Rapids. I'll look into that. Yeah, Grand Rapids, you got a nice downtown there along the river. Your own skyline. But here, we'll go by the Marquette building. If you like me, it's so interesting. I try to show this. They got a beautiful mosaic. It's Tiffany glass, mother of pearl. This mosaic commemorating the Marquette and Joliet, guided by Native Americans when the Native Americans showed them where the portage was to the Mississippi. And then they named this the Marquette building. It's one of the first steel frame construction buildings designed by Holabird and Roche. And you can go inside here, and hopefully my connection, let's see. So let me make sure my connection, I'm kind of 25. Okay, let me walk really slowly, and hopefully my connection, I'll go quiet here at first. After of course, the Joliet and Marquette expedition in the 1680s. The 1680s, the French culture came through here, and of course, what I like is look above the elevators. They got old Native American leaders of that era with the French voyageurs and their names above the elevators. And then this is 2 levels here, the Marquette building in Chicago. And my favorite that I like to point out all the time, I don't mean to diminish Little Panther or anybody else, but Chicago, look how that's spelled, C-H-I-C-A-G-A-O-U. He was a Michigama, part of the Illini Confederation. He went to France and met King Louis. You know, we forget that some of these Native Americans went to Europe and visited the kings. You know, and the same happened with the tribes that the British were trying to court. Members of the Creek Confederacy and the Cherokee Confederacy went to England several times and met like King George I. But here's Joliet, Noonday. These are like Illini and the French voyageurs in this beautiful historic lobby of the Marquette building. And if we go up here, I'll just briefly, respectfully go up here. Look, right there. And sometimes I lose my connectivity here. But here we are. Look at this. Hopefully this is coming through. Look at this. Yeah, such history. Thanks for tuning in. You know, this one column of the security desk here. And I'm so the Revival Food Hall. I've walked through it before, but I lose my connection when I go in there. So, well, we'll head back down. We got to get back to work. See a lot of people come through here. You go right through there, connect with the Revival Food Hall. Oh. Look at even these revolving doors, very heavy revolving doors. There you go. Thanks for tuning in. See you. The early 1890s. The MacArthur Foundation has offices in there. The Center for Native Futures has offices in there. And there used to be a lot of railroads historically that had offices there, just like the Santa Fe building. And they have over the years moved to different locations. And so May, thanks for seeing that. I'm glad you got to see that. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're here by the Monroe Station on the Blue Line. We're heading north on Dearborn here in Chicago, and it's nice little wide sidewalks, or large wide sidewalks. We went in the Rookery, but yeah, there's so much history concentrated here in Chicago, and that's why we do this. We show scenes of the city, so even people that don't like Chicago for whatever reason, there's many reasons not to like Chicago. It's a big bad city. There's a lot of crime, corruption. Cities represent violence. We got a Blue Line subway stop under these historically significant buildings. We shouldn't just throw them away. These should be preserved. This was built. We should do everything we can to maintain it and find new uses for it. And look, there's still people living in this city on a lunch break, working downtown. Not everybody's working from home. Some people do come into the office. You know, people live in the Loop. There's more people that live down here than ever. This is a neighborhood too, a very dense urban neighborhood, just like Manhattan. Not as dense as Manhattan, but you know, close to it. Yeah. $1 million. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, May, Lisa, everybody for watching. City Walking Girl. I'm glad you got to see that. And we'll post this footage. Yeah, I'll be posting a lot of content on YouTube during this week lull. And it's helpful because thanks to you all, we're building up the subscriber base for YouTube. And look how useful it comes. We got to immediately have a backup if TikTok goes down. And I'm learning a positive. Now I finally think I discovered what caused me to get my temporary suspension from TikTok. It was simply walking past the marijuana dispensary, and I know City Walking Girl and Sarah and other people, and even Darren Monroe, he reached out to me. He goes, TikTok doesn't like anything to do with marijuana. I was simply walking past, and so I have to catalog, and City Walking Girl, you're going to have to do this too, where all the dispensaries are, so I don't film them, because just simply filming them, you know, and I better not say the name of the establishment, you know, something that's legal in Illinois. I know I'm not promoting it. I know not everybody likes that there's dispensaries and bars and a strip club, all these controversial things that exist in all cities, you know, and it just, yeah. So I got to constantly be scanning the street to make sure I don't come across a banned substance, you know, that's not banned. It's just banned in wherever TikTok lives, you know. But this is a nice historic building. Another early vintage skyscraper, steel frame, some of the earliest steel frame construction. And then across the way is the Carson Prairie Scott, Louis Sullivan. We go by that all the time. You see the L in the distance? Yeah. Scenes of the city. Yeah, we have to film the sidewalk. You're right. I have to film the other side of the street, not talk that they're there. It's a good lesson. And it makes perfect sense. Now in hindsight, duh. My original account that got permanently suspended, I must have had some strikes. I think I had some strikes on my account from when I, listen to this, City Walking Girl. Back in February, I walked by, let me go up this way, we'll go up State Street. I walked by the Obama residence at the southern end of Kenwood there, before you enter Hyde Park there, right across from the Jewish synagogue. And I posted the rerun. That was when I first started to learn how to post the reruns from the live videos. I got so much hate mail over posting that video, and of course there's still Secret Service protection. A lot of it was positive, and but of course, and so people tried to get my account banned for simply filming the Obama on President's Day. I walked by it on President's Day. I said, just like walking by Clinton's house or George Bush, one of the Bush's houses, or Jimmy Carter's house there in Plains, Georgia. It's a historic presidential residence, you know, that most Chicagoans are proud of. People put strikes against my clout. They probably were still there. And then so, fast forward to August. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, looking good, look good. That's good, yeah. It's good. Fast forward to August, when my other account got permanently suspended. I walked by the marijuana dispensary on State Street right before I got to Washington Square Park. And my mistake was, I think I said the name of the establishment, and again there was paraphernalia in the window. Almost exactly, oh, here comes almost exactly 2 minutes later, to the dot, that's when my account went dark. And the same thing happened yesterday morning. I walked past the marijuana dispensary, and then poof, 2 minutes later, you almost could time it. That's when I got the temporary suspension. And it's the marijuana dispensaries that are triggering the algorithm. TikTok won't tell me that. I asked TikTok, tell me the reason they won't do it. You know what TikTok said? They said I was spreading misinformation. Me walking down the street, accidentally filming a pot leaf in a window, they said that was spreading misinformation. You see how confusing it is? I can't trust TikTok. TikTok won't even tell you the reason. You have to figure it out. And then, so they'll just come up with another reason. So yeah, you guys know what's going on. You guys give me good advice. I got to be respectful. I know it's to protect the kids. 13 to 17 year olds are on TikTok, and it's yeah, see Marshall Field. I'm going by Marshall Fields. Yeah, money changes everything. You got it. But why did they? TikTok can ban you for spreading misinformation. I understand it. So can YouTube. If you're spreading misinformation about COVID, or you're spreading misinformation about, but look how many times people spread misinformation in the comments. We got comments that Chicago's the murder capital of the world. That's not true. People say that Chicago's the new Detroit. That's not true, and that's an insult to Detroit, because Detroit's coming back. Detroit's looking good. Better than it was. It still has a lot of problems. Still has a lot of financial problems, but trust me, it used to be worse. There it is. So we come full circle here, so let's head towards the park here. What time we got here? 12:51. So thanks for listening. We'll continue to walk through the city here. Head back to Michigan Avenue. Hey, at least we got to see the Rookery. We got to see the Marquette building. That made it all worth it. And of course, we've gone through Marshall Fields, Macy's. We've gone through there before. Yeah, good. YouTube. That's why. Yeah, I'm digging YouTube so far. If YouTube is supposed to start, they're supposed to start promoting their app, which will allow live streaming just like TikTok in the vertical format. They already got it with the shorts. They're still in beta testing, but they're going to have the live streaming. And suppose you can, it's lower barriers to entry. You only have to have 50 subscribers. So many more people can possibly live stream from YouTube. They'll have monetization where people will be able to send gifts and tips just like TikTok. I'm anxiously waiting for them to roll it out because I want to use it so you guys can test it out. We can test it out. But they haven't rolled it out yet. It's still in beta testing. Here comes the L. Look at that beautiful backdrop we got there, the green line. Yeah, look at that with the Jewelers building in the background. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the AI scares me too. That's why I said, if you don't like the TikTok algorithm, wait till AI's running everything, you know. Here, look at the Jewelers buildings looking nice. Here, we'll head over this way. There's the Cultural Center. I'll try to sneak into the Cultural Center too. We'll do that some rainy day. We'll go in there, and they got nice museums, the Tiffany Dome, the other dome, and they usually got nice art cultural exhibits. Last time I was in there, they were in transition between exhibits, so it wasn't open, the exhibits. But yeah, super chats. Yeah, they got super chats. Yeah, they're supposed to roll all that stuff out. So YouTube's slowly catching up. They're going to really compete with TikTok a lot more, and we'll see how it goes. Look at that mural over there behind the Cultural Center, and then you got these nice mosaics. We went inside and talked to them. This is a arts promotion thing for the students. The students can sell their artwork, and we went in there and talked with them a little bit before. Look at that alley. But the Cultural Center used to be the Chicago Public Library. We've talked about that several times. Great, New Orleans. I'm glad somebody's showing off New Orleans. That's great. Yeah, I want to go down there too and show it off. Such a great city. History. There's the corner of Millennium Park, Grant Park. You can go down there and goes right to Millennium Station, the Pedway. 150 North Michigan. This used to be the Smurfit Stone building, the Stone Container building. Now it's there's that restaurant from the side. So we're right back to Michigan Avenue, 1255. We'll walk up this way a little bit. Really? They encourage you not to do the super chat? Well, good. Well, thanks for the feedback. See, I'm learning all this stuff. Thanks. You know about it, and I appreciate the information because, yeah, sometimes not everything's ideal, you know, and yeah, that's good. Thanks everybody for discussing this. I'll go back and look at this in the comments, and here I'll get you some good views. There's some really good views. You can see the John Hancock off in the distance there. Let's zoom in a little bit. Looking straight up Michigan Avenue here. And there you can see the red, I call it the red tongue entrance. Well, it's behind the postal truck there. There we can see it, the red tongue entrance. and again, the Illinois Center, the initial buildings to the north were Mies van der Rohe, another black glass box with dark windows. Mies van der Rohe. These two were built later in the 80s after he had long passed, but they still completed him in his original design intent, which was minimalism, modernism. Yeah, Boston's beautiful. I want to go back to Boston. I've been to Boston several times. I've been to Fenway Park. I've been to the Back Bay of Boston, which has many beautiful historic buildings, residential buildings. The Italian neighborhood by the downtown, all the historic cemeteries. I've been to Salem, I've been to Marblehead. Yeah, Boston's great. And such an historic city, colonial city in America. But look at that view. Yeah, we'll end this. We'll head right up to the river. We'll go right up to the river and we'll end it at the river. We'll just head up Michigan Avenue. We don't usually do this at lunchtime at the end. Usually I stop there at my office, but we got a few minutes here. I got a lot of good work done this morning, so we should be fine. Scenes of the city at lunchtime in Chicago. Isn't this nice? Yeah, we'll go by the Vintou. I don't know, my French is not good. This Brasserie Cafe Oyster Bar. Here's the Carbide and Carbon building. It's got an interesting lobby too. Let's check out this lobby here. I think there's a lot of mirrors in here, so it's a good thing I did the face reveal, so I don't have to worry about showing my mug here. So this is the small interior lobby of the Carbide and Carbon building, this Art Deco gym. And you see how there's mirrors, you know, and then they got like a little lobby area, but then you can go right up the stairs, the elevator lobby, this restaurant. What is this? Yeah, you can walk right through here. They got a pool table. Am I still streaming okay? Yeah, okay. So here's how you can enter this restaurant. How's it going? That's good. Yeah, look at this beautiful restaurant. Yeah. Carbide and Carbon building. Nice carpet. Look at this elevator lobby. What is this, like a lounge here? Yeah, this is the lounge for the Hendry, I think. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah. Look at this nice lounge area in the hotel. There's a hotel in here. And this used to be the Hard Rock Hotel. But here's a bar in the back. Nice fireplace. Look at that. Look at that artwork. Yeah, really. Yeah, I know it's quite a mystery. It creeped people out because, you know, I just don't like. I call it the Kardashianization of society. I'm anti, like, you know, vanity, anti, like, self-promotion. I thought, but you know what I mistaked is people would think I was, you know, not. I want it to be about the city and not about me. But then it would freak people out that I wouldn't show my face, like I was in the Witness Protection Agency or some person hiding from or they thought I worked for the police or something. So I said, well, that's a good time to just, after I was, show people my face, connect the voice with the face. People do recognize me in the street all the time. They know it's me by my voice. And just like the guy from the commuter rail convention, he found me. Yeah, a spy. That's it. Yeah, like a spy. Views like this can't be rushed. That's the view from the top of the John Hancock. We'll go up there sometime. I know I've been saying that for months. But hey, look at that classic view. Good. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks for finding it enjoyable. I enjoy doing it. I hope to do it more. And I just got to learn the idiosyncrasies of TikTok's archaic rules because, you know, you trip the algorithm and poof, they just eject you. They don't even tell you why. And everybody deals with this. That's why that's why we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on multiple platforms. Yeah, Chicago sports. They had those windows open yesterday, but I guess it's warm enough today that you got to turn the air conditioning on. There, the Blackhawk store, the 333 building.
Dude, there's no rhyme or reason. It's insane.
Yeah, look, Wrigley building, the Tribune, I used to call it the Equitable building, and we can get all the way over to the NBC Tower on the far right there. We got the light, so we'll cross. We'll get the view here, and then I'll head back to work. Got the Bridge House on Michigan Avenue. Yeah, look at all these people just walking up Michigan Avenue. There's the Marina Towers, Wacker Drive, Chicago Architecture Center. Yeah, let's check it out here. Yeah, there's a riverboat tour. Wendella's pulling out right there. Got boats. Still boating season. Look at this. People heading down to the Riverwalk, enjoying a lunchtime architectural cruise, checking out this wonderful skyline we got here in Chicago. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it was educational and informative. Yeah, and there's the DuSable Bridge, DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. These again, these are drawbridges. They lift these to lift the sailboats out. We hope to show that later this month. And yeah, we'll wait for the light to change here. And let me check out the comments there. Just started raining. Yeah, I better get back. There's rain coming. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kevin, Michael, Sandra, City Walking Girl. Yeah, they're taking the boat back. So here, we'll see if we can get across the street here. We'll head back to the office. Yeah, we're gonna get the light here. Perfect timing. Scenes of the city, the London House. So I always, I showed the apartment building where Larry and Balky lived up there in Lincoln Park for Perfect Strangers. And then I think they worked in this building in the sitcom, but it was supposed to be like they worked for a newspaper company. So it was really the Tribune, which is over there, but they used this building. They would show this building when they worked in the mail room in the bottom. I don't know if anybody remembers that 80s sitcom Perfect Strangers with Balky Bartokomous and Larry Appleton. I like pointing out stuff like that because I remember that from my childhood. I would see that and I'd be like, oh, the big city of Chicago, because I knew it was Chicago. They in the opening they would have the Chicago Theater on the opening credits, and then I never thought I would end up living there for 25 years, living here in Chicago. There's the fan shop. There's Clark. Clark's the name of the little Cubby Bear mascot for the Cubs. Yeah, you watched it, Michelle. You know what I'm talking about. Get out of the city, cousin Larry. Don't be ridiculous. And then, of course, all the other great 80s sitcoms, 90s sitcoms, Family Matters. There was the Hogan Family. There was Webster. We go by the Webster House, which is in the Gold Coast there. We talk about Good Times. Cabrini Green. We talk about so many movies and sitcoms that were filmed in Chicago. All the John Hughes movies. That was the North Shore up by Chris. All those John Hughes movies. Uncle Buck. Home Alone. What, Pretty in Pink? I don't know. Hey, how's it going? All those John Hughes movies. But here, we'll head back to, we'll cross Michigan Avenue here. See, there's the Pendry. That's where we went inside there. Wacker, and which is South Water. It connects to Wacker that way, Wacker Drive. Clark, yeah, Clark. Hopefully the Cubs, I don't know if they're going to make it. The Reds fans were already acting like they had it. I don't even want to bring it up because, sports in this city, it's always a frustrating ordeal. Just ask the Bears fans. But hope springs eternal. It's not over yet, I guess. I don't know. I didn't check the news. But there, we're heading across Michigan Avenue. We're going to head back to work. Thanks for coming along, everybody, for a nice little lunchtime cruise. We got to see some nice stuff, the Rookery and the Marquette building. So thanks for being on. I might take a break tonight you noticed I was pretty tired last night. I wasn't that talkative. And so we'll see how I feel tonight. Who knows? I might get a burst of energy, and we'll see if there's something to film tonight, but I'm not making any promises. But I really appreciate you being on for this lunch tour. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks, Michelle, City Walking Girl, Chris, Michael, J-Cat, Dolores. Yeah, Paula. Thanks, everybody, for Kevin. Yeah, thanks, everybody, for being on. I think Bob was on. So have a great day. I'll talk to you later from Chicago. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.